Welcome back to Railroads Online. You caught me, it's getting a bit warm here in the caboose, up against the fire. It's time for us to jump in this big coal train and to head off to the Ironworks. This episode's just going to be a long haul down from the smelter, where we are right now, all the way down to the Ironworks. So we've got 13 state cars of raw iron, so 39 of those. And up the front we've got the coal that we picked up from the coal mine last episode. Good old Class 70s at the front, so no trouble, speed or power with that. With good old Debbie here. So let's, yeah, I've already put some fire in her. So let's head off. Take it easy through the yard first. Turn the bell on. Remind people that often big trains coming through the yards. As we pass them, on the left-hand side here we have our Cordwood train. This map is a little bit unstandard in that I have a line that goes up to the logging mill directly through the gorge. You can see that on this map. Quickly, it's on the left-hand side there. The parking track, so we can hold 6 cordwood, total of 96, I think it is. Everything's nice and full there. On the right-hand side, we have our iron ore train. We use this to run up the valley and get 90 at a time and dump them here. Screenshot as we exit the smelter. A lot of people go up this side of the hill and then up through the valley. I've used this little pass that's around the back that's wide enough for 2 tracks. Once you pass this corner, definitely open up the throttle and we'll hear the good old 70 howl as it goes up the hill. On our way out. I think this is a 2-degree hill. There's a nice little flat area that comes out around the back. It lets us do a gradual climb. Do start building it up. Turn the cylinder cocks off. Go to 50. Bring her volume down a bit because she's a bit loud sometimes. So a bit of weight involved. 30 coals and 39 raw iron ore. Last episode I switched the switch up here that is like the Y fork, the triangle shape, off to the left hand side of the valley and up to the iron mine, so we'll be just blasting through here. Oops, sorry about that. Blasting through here. Yeah, I do like coming through this little area here. I think it's quite an elegant way of approaching it. There's points on either side of the valley, so there's no points in the air. This trestle to the left heads off, does a U-turn and goes up the valley to the iron mine. And that's where the other point is next to. Climbing up out of the valley. That far trestle you can see in front of us is the westerly return from the iron mine. You see it coming in here on the left, up at height. Turn around, one last view of the smelter. So yeah, this line on the left is used to go like towards the iron mine, and this this point over on the far left is used to return from it. So it's kind of like a circle. We're going to stay on this right-hand track for a while, which is considered to be the main line. And then we'll switch over to, when it goes basically back to real dual track rather than this side-by-side track, we'll move across to the left. I use the left track for forward, and which is very okay. Always on the left, but it's the left-hand side of the road driver. Quick view of the larger map. So we're coming across that big horizontal area right now. We're going to head down south. Start slowing it down. So we did that all at 50, absolutely no trouble. Just up here is the one last point we need to change. That's the only one that's wrong, all the way to the south. This is where we came out. This is where this guy parks himself up here next to the other porter who's used for the iron mine run. So because when we came out we didn't have a player in the caboose, we didn't flip that at the last second. But once this one's done, we should be clear all the way south. Good looking train, isn't it? Alright. Water's starting to get down there, but 1,800 should be enough to go all the way south and then back again, back up here to its home base where we can pick up water. So we'll just snake across here. And basically this point here is the start of the dual track, where there's a piece of track in either direction. It's on the left because the valley is on the left. We go down the east wall. So yeah, we go down the east wall and then come out south, from the south back up north again on the west wall, and that means that it's a kind of like a clockwise direction, and that kind of leads into this being a clockwise road system. So see the Porter 2 here on the right has 12 cars, 1 to 2 ratio, so we have 1 lumber, 2 beams, 4 sets. And, it gets a bit wide here, so that way we can cross over, but basically this is the return line. Another Y situation here off the main line track to get into the sawmill. So at this point we can completely open her up to 100% and head on south. This cross track here is an optimization. You can go into the sawmill, across here, and then merge in on the left hand side. Show that on the map very quickly before we pass over the points. See how there's a cross track there at the bottom, just to optimize getting to the correct side of the road. So my right hand track is the original track. A lot of kinks and wobbles in it. I'm kind of keeping it for old time's sake. After 100 plus hours of experience, the route can be a bit straighter. So this left track is a lot better than the right hand track. Coming up to the freight depot, good view of the map. There's a track that goes around either side of it with the ability to do a loop. Just because the points are in front of us right now, don't really have much point. They're not used much. The point that is right to us out right now basically is how we get new trains out of the system. You come up through the spawn yards and then out that way onto the correct side of the road. The track has to climb a little bit to get over the track that's used to demonstrate new rail traffic. So when you buy things, it's spawning onto this track right here. So this has to kind of climb up to get over that. You can do a U-turn here if you need to, pretty rare. And then these two lines are going to merge together into a straight section and go off down south. Take too long to do this southerly run. Most of the time it's spent actually the loading. It probably took 10 minutes to load the raw iron at the smelter, and the run itself is probably about 10 to 15 minutes. So, the way these two tracks were laid is two crosses were put next to each other, and then straight rail was run off of them. Actually, initially, obviously ballast was put down, but it wasn't overly accurate. And what you do is you put down the crosses, run down the track, and you'll find that you're off by 1 or 2 degrees comparative to the ballast. And then what you do is you have a very short segment of rail at the end, normally another cross, delete that segment to give access to the groundwork, and then rerun the groundwork perfectly parallel to the track. Using the points at both, or the crosses at both ends to give you a click point. And as you can see, I've actually left the cross here on the right hand side deliberately, just knowing so that's where the reference point was, but there would have been a cross on the left as well. And then go on and delete the groundwork that you didn't want. That way you've got parallel track and your ballast is centered on the track as well. You don't have to exactly fight the alt control to get the left and the right, the X and the Y correct to match the ballast and the rails. So that's how these two wind up. I actually deliberately made this a little bit wider on the right, just from a static point of view. I decided I wanted the hump that way. So this cross track here gives you the ability to come off the track and go towards the oil field. We won't be doing that today, but that's what that's for. It's another wide type situation. It's going to lose audio for 5 seconds as I recalibrate the map so we can see what's going on here. Alright, we can bring the map up. Yeah, so we'll just barrel past here, and we're going to come to the Ironworks, drop our stuff off, and then back on again. Oh, and we are there. So scoop from the left track to the right track. Points are already set to get in the yard. Going to the left gives us access to the refinery. The refinery return line is actually this left-hand track, so you can come back that way through from the refinery as well. So that's kind of turns into a massive teardrop from the refinery. Welcome to the Ironworks. Coal at the front. Well, coal at this end, raw iron this end, matches our loadout. Give it a bit of gas. I'll leave the brake on. I do leave the brake on. Got a nice screenshot here while we're slowly pulling forward. This way, and then we need to brake. Alright. Whoops, forgot the most important thing. We've got to do a whistle. Alright, welcome to the Ironworks. I'm going to drop a save here because it's unloading. The new system's really good though. You won't get the arrow if you can't unload, so I don't know if this is... Yeah, that's a good point. I went too far forward and you can see how I don't get the arrow, so that's great. That's a really good new feature. So yeah, well, I'll unload this train, and at the moment I do have a fair few tools built up. There's about, what is that, 50 something tools. Those extra 30 that's going to come off will bring that up to 80 something, and same thing goes with pipes. So yeah, and I think, is this already preloaded? I have, it is preloaded. So that is what we will do next time. Quick look at the coal train before we head off. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.